Question 859. The parole evidence rule states that, in most situations, a. Oral agreements can always be used to modify written agreements. B. Written agreements take priority over oral agreements. C. An oral agreement is a quasi-contract. D. Oral agreements are always invalid. Correct answer is B. Written agreements take priority over oral agreements. Written contracts have precedence over oral contracts, while oral amendments to written agreements will generally not be enforceable. Question 860. The likeliest person to incur a prepayment penalty in a real estate deal is the A. Seller, B. Borrower, C. Lender, D. Owner. Correct answer is A. Seller. The alienation clause is a prepayment penalty that makes the seller responsible for repaying the entire loan amount. The alienation clause is also referred to as due on sale clause. This provision gives the lender the right to accelerate the loan. Question 861. The longest length of time a lease will be valid for is A. 51 years for a farm property, B. 99 years for an urban property, C. 50 years for either farm or urban properties, D. Both A and B. Question 861. The longest length of time a lease will be valid for is A. 51 years for a farm property, B. 99 years for an urban property, C. 50 years for either farm or urban properties, D. Both A and B. Correct answer is D. Both A and B leases for oil, mineral or gas production also cannot exceed 99 years. Question 862. When an asking price is initially based on a listing contract, it will probably A. Have a high-end market value, B. Have a low-end market value, C. Have a mid-range market value, D. Not reflect the sales of other properties in the same neighborhood. Correct answer is A. Have a high-end market value. The owner and broker will likely try to sell at the maximum price. Only if the asking price proves a deterrent to a sale would they bring down the cost to reflect neighborhood price values. Question 863. Land includes the following rights: A. Water rights, B. Mineral rights, C. Surface rights, D. All of the above. Correct answer is D. All of the above. The term land refers to the Earth's surface, the material that extends downward to the planet's center. Land also includes the rights to the airspace above it. Question 864. If an appraiser increases the capitalization rate on income property, that means the appraiser is predicting A. Higher gross income, B. Higher return, C. Higher degree of risk, D. Higher net income. Correct answer is C. Higher degree of risk. Finding that the rate will rise means there is a higher risk, which leads to a higher return. Question 865. The most efficient approach for appraising a library is the A. Comparables method, B. Market data method, C. Reproduction cost method, D. Income capitalization method. Correct answer is C. Reproduction cost method. Libraries are rarely, if ever, sold, so there would be no comparables for the comparison approach to use. Similarly, with no income from a sale, the capitalization of net income will not work. Rather, the reproduction cost method, with its emphasis on the cost of replacing the library, is most appropriate here. Question 866. To be enforceable, a buyer representation agreement does not have to A. Be written, B. Include a legal description of the property, C. Be signed by the buyer, D. Include a termination date. Correct answer is B. Include a legal description of the property. A buyer representation agreement is between a buyer and a broker, through which a buyer looking to purchase a property employs a broker to find a suitable one. Per the Statute of Frauds, to be enforceable, the buyer representation agreement should be in writing and signed by the buyer. According to the real estate law, the agreement should mention a termination period. Question 867. Even if a loan application is rejected due to information included in a credit report, the borrower does not have the right to the following to be: A. Notified of the reason why his loan was denied. B. Informed of all information about him, including the sources, from the records of the credit reporting agency. C. Have a second chance, within 1 month, to apply for the loan. D. Informed of all creditors in the last 6 months who have received a copy of his credit report. Question 868. Someone who can execute a valid will is said to have: A. Willfulness. B. Pledging power. C. A promissory note. D. Testamentary capacity. Correct answer is D. Testamentary capacity. A different word for will is testament. A person with the capacity to make a will has testamentary capacity. Question 869. A buyer may rescind a purchase contract for a property for blank after entering into the contract. A. 1 day. B. 3 days. C. 10 days. D. There is no right to rescind a purchase contract. Correct answer is B. 3 days. The statutory right to rescind contracts runs for a 3-day period beginning from the date the contract is agreed to. Question 870. Randy has a mood disorder which can cause him to act severely irrational. During one of his manic episodes, Randy is convinced by a telemarketer to enter into a contract for a timeshare property. The contract is: A. Void. B. Voidable. C. Valid. D. Modifiable by a counter-offer. Correct answer is B. Voidable. If Randy can demonstrate that he was temporarily incompetent due to his mental disorder when he made the contract, then it is voidable, and he has the option to require that the timeshare agreement be executed or to disaffirm it.